Hey guys, end of my first week in Japan, or just over. Arrived here last Monday and got into this place where I'm living now on Tuesday of last week. That has gone pretty quick. Anyway, my time here, I have had my first brush with Japanese bureaucracy, and a few other bits and pieces have gone on as well, which have left me with some pretty confused impressions of Japan and stuff like that. Nothing bad, just stuff that's a bit different and maybe counterintuitive. So, I got to go to the ward office and register my address. Got my foreigner card, not a foreigner card, a residence card. This one, actually I got this at immigration, this one here. And I then got to register my address, which they wrote in tiny little kanji right on the back of it, so I can't actually tell what my address is. Really gotta learn how to write it. But anyway, I then got a package in the mail which had more paperwork, and finally a whole heap of these. They are bills. I am now enrolled officially in the Japanese health insurance scheme. Now, something about Japan, a lot of Japan, well, pretty much all Japanese people have these little stamps that you use. They're about maybe that long, got a little symbol or a little design that's unique to them, and it's how they sign all their official documents with a stamp. Now, I used to think that was a really silly idea because, I mean, how easy is it to fake a stamp or to steal a stamp and then just basically steal someone's entire life? But then I went to the ward office. And you need to sign everything. And not just once, you need to sign everything like 3 times. And I'm pretty sure that the reason they invented these stamps is because they had a really big problem with people's hands like dying, like just a hand breaking, just by the time you're like 20 or something, just from having to sign documents. I had to sign like one piece of paper 3 times. Just to register my address. It was terrible. If I had to do that for like a few years, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have a hand left. So yeah, get a little stamp. Makes life so much easier. Don't have mine yet. Hoping my hand can hold out until I do. Actually, the great thing about these having this sheaf, like there's like 6 sheaths, like a massive sheaf of bills, is that I can just take them to the Family Mart, which is like 200 meters, well, less than that, about probably 50 meters that way. Yeah, 50 meters out of my little room here, and pay them at a convenience store. Now, I don't know how much you might or might not know about Australia, but in our convenience stores, you're lucky if the guy running the place doesn't stab you or molest you or do something terrible, because they're really seedy places, hideously expensive, and they're basically out to rip you off. In Japan, they're actually convenient and quite cheap. I mean, I bought some whiskey at a convenience store that was cheaper than it was in the supermarket. That was pretty cool. But anyway, the best thing about convenience stores is you can pay your bills there. They're open 24 hours a day, always got someone there, and the staff are always really helpful. Like, I dropped a couple of coins on the floor, and the girl that was serving me basically launched herself over the counter and they picked them all up for me and put them back in my hand if I hadn't told her, "Daijoubu, daijoubu." So yeah, they're really, really great, the staff there. And top-notch service. I mean, you can do anything at a convenience store. Send a package, pay for a plane ticket, pay a bill, buy food, buy drinks, and always great service, which is very much unlike a supermarket. Don't know what it is, but the supermarket people in Japan never really learnt to pack groceries. In Australia, the worst job in the world is like packing groceries at a supermarket. Actually, sorry. Worst job in the world is Macca's. Then comes packing groceries at a supermarket. And maybe somewhere in between the convenience store clerk. That's pretty bad too. But Anyway, those are like the bottom three, and even our crap, like you gotta pack the bag. You scan stuff, beep, beep, and then you bag. It's it's always good when you get a good bagger. It's pretty crap when you get a person that puts like a bottle of milk on top of your eggs. That's pretty terrible. So maybe that's why they do it. In Japanese supermarkets, they don't really bag your stuff. I knew that when I was coming here, so it's not a massive shock to the system, but it's still a bit unusual. I mean, you get a basket. They put all your stuff in the basket, and then they chuck some bags in on top, and you go to a bagging station yourself and bag them. I'm okay with it. I mean, I bagged stuff back in Australia. That was cool, but if you've never had a crappy job bagging stuff at a supermarket, you're in for a shock. Not fun. And I hate to bounce back to the convenience stores, but those guys are like pro baggers. You buy like, say you bought a pie, like hot pie, and then you bought like a milk to have with your pie because you liked drinking milk and eating pie. I don't know. And then you bought like a box of tissues to wipe your eyes after you've been making YouTube videos all night. Anyway, convenience store clerk would bag the pie here, bag the milk here, then tissues right in the middle, so that the hot doesn't make the cold hot, and the cold doesn't make the hot cold. It's really quite cool. Those guys are pro baggers. And that's basically first impressions, Japan 101. Knew some of those things before I got here, but sharing them anyway because they're kind of cool. I'll have to get a haircut next. This mop's kind of shit. And I'll let you know how that goes. In the meantime, chill out, I guess.